on Nightline, when Dan met Dan, the extraordinary story of our ABC reporter and the boy whose life he changed forever. He came to the U.S. from a war zone. What happened next was shocking. How a fairy tale turned into a nightmare, all on tape. A special edition of Nightline starts right now.
From the global resources of ABC News, with Terry Moran, Cynthia McFadden, and Bill Weir in New York City. This is Nightline, December 1st, 2010.
Good evening, I'm Cynthia McFadden, and tonight we bring you a special edition of Nightline, the extraordinary story of a reporter and the Iraqi boy he tried to help, and how it all went terribly wrong. The story begins in Baghdad in 2006, 2 weeks before Saddam Hussein was hanged, with sectarian violence raging in the run-up to the U.S. troop surge. ABC News' Dan Harris was reporting at a school when his life took an unexpected turn. Here's his account of when Dan met Dan.
It all starts with a chance meeting at a school in Baghdad in the middle of a gunfight.
Shots. A lot of shots.
You're how old?
Me?
Yeah.
18.
18. And what's your name? Dan? Shooting again.
Yeah. We used to it.
You're used to it?
Yeah.
That's sad that you get
I
used
know.
to it.
I know. What we can do? Nothing.
It's in this moment that I decide that I'm going to do a story about this kid who's got the same name as mine, about one teenager's life in a war zone.
Here's where I live. This is my room.
Where he's learned English from consuming American movies and hip-hop. He shows me his treasured cell phone where he keeps pictures of New York City. And he tells us about his best friend, Mohammed, who he saw shot by a sniper.
I just hear gunshots. I see blood on the ground. So I told him, Mohammed, stand up. So he didn't answer. I don't know what to do. Just screaming, my friend is shot, my friend's shot. That's happened, he's dead.
We are going to take a closer look tonight at what it's like to grow up amid the chaos and violence in Iraq.
When the story airs several days later, we get emails from hundreds of viewers, including one from the people at a small liberal arts school in Maine, Thomas College. They want to give Dan a scholarship, which sounds like a great idea to me.
How's it going, man? Give me a hug.
So I get permission from my bosses to do something very unusual, to intervene in the story and actively help this kid come to America. Dan's parents are very enthusiastic about all of this, but it takes 2 anxious months and White House intervention to get him a visa. Finally, on March 2nd, 2007, Dan arrives at New York's Kennedy Airport.
You all right? Welcome. How do you feel?
Very happy, I'm very excited, and at the same time, very scared.
May I help you?
I need a Whopper.
Whopper.
Yeah, Whopper.
Not Whopper, Whopper.
Very good, yeah.
That night, we fly up to Maine, and the next morning, we drive to Thomas College.
Oh.
How are you doing? How was your trip?
Yeah, very fine.
Good.
It's good to see you, Mr.
Hey,
Smith, very much.
What do you think of the snow? Huh?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
This wing and the wing above us are primarily where all the classrooms are held.
It feels a little surreal and also makes me feel a little bit giddy to watch this kid fresh out of Baghdad touring the safe, sterile halls of an American college.
This is your room.
Uh-huh. This is gonna be my home.
He's overwhelmed by the abundance.
Cool.
And taken by the novelty of his first snowball fight.
Oh, I'll shoot you.
So, what do you think?
We made it.
We made it, dude.
Yeah, we made it.
Looking back at this video now, my unbounded optimism seems ragingly naive. What appears to be a quintessential Hollywood happy ending turns out to be infinitely more complex. After 2 tumultuous semesters, Dan has been kicked out of Thomas College, and I've come back up to help him move out.
What do you think went wrong?
Couldn't make it, I think.
Dan is a changed young man. He's got a deep voice, double earrings, and ripped jeans. He may look the part, thoroughly Americanized on the outside, but on the inside, he's totally confused, isolated, and cut off from his culture.
Today you seem pretty sad.
Yeah, I'm sad. I am sad, actually, because I love this place a lot. Like, a lot. But things didn't work out, I think. It's complicated. It is complicated.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm here for a week, so.
I'll see you in England anyway.
All right, boys.
Would it make sense for me to fly him down here and just go into your office? At this point, I realize I have a responsibility I never expected. I am now truly part of this story. When he leaves Thomas College on the 14th of December, he's homeless and penniless, without any education going on. I got to deal with finding a place to lay down at night. My fear is that if Dan goes back to Baghdad, where the insurgency is still in full swing, he'll be killed as an American sympathizer, and that will be partly my fault. So I bring him to New York City, where he crashes on my couch.
Lazy.
While we try to figure out his next move, we have a series of tough talks.
But don't you want to do something with your life?
Oh, man.
As Dan toggles between blaming himself and blaming everybody else.
So all the bad things in my life, all the horrible things, actually, and you expect me to live here normally in the United States without problems, without anything? Absolutely not.
As I deal with Dan's meltdown, I learn from mental health professionals that young refugees who come to America from war zones often act out in inappropriate ways. And Dan, I'm told, is a classic case.
Life sucks without family.
In fact, and this is a largely untold story, some of the Iraqi refugees who came to America at the height of the insurgency have ended up going home in frustration.
I don't know, this is a message for all Iraqis. Don't come here. That's not the place to be for us. It's not the place.
Really? You think they're better off in the middle of a war?
That's our destiny, man. That we have to deal with it. That's what right for us.
It dawns on me that this situation is a metaphor for the idealism and dashed expectations of the larger American experience in Iraq.
George Bush said, "Oh, Iraq has nuclear weapon, and we have to get there and take it off." Okay, where is it now? Did they find it? No, they didn't. It was a big, huge lie.
Dan may have mixed feelings about America, but he knows it's extremely unsafe for both him and his family if he goes back to Iraq. So we go out to talk to several Arab and Muslim organizations that might be able to help Dan stay here.
So what do you want to do?
I want to find a place to live for me. With the place, there's Arab people. Find a job.
As we go from meeting to meeting, it becomes increasingly clear that Dan's only option may be to stay for a while in a homeless shelter.
I see your eyes swelling up on me, little brother, you understand me? And it's okay if you let him out.
I do.
You understand me? You understand me? Because that's part of being human. When you're hurt and you're confused, it's okay. You understand me? Make this lie, you okay? You want to make this a lie with us?
As Dan prays with the group, the dire reality of his situation is setting in. But he's about to get a surprise second chance.
We return now to the story of when Dan met Dan. Dan Harris, the ABC reporter, has helped to bring Dan, the Iraqi teen, to the U.S. But the young man almost immediately runs into trouble. He parties his way through college until finally he's expelled, and suddenly he's on the brink of homelessness, with his options running out.
At this moment of extreme peril for Dan, when his future seems totally uncertain, both of us are at a loss.
Do you think you can make people proud still? Now?
With what? How am I going to make you proud? Tell me, and I might do it. I'll tell you if I could or not. Tell me, how am I going to make you proud of me right now?
But then we catch a break. After making dozens of pleading phone calls, I managed to convince some generous people I know up in Maine to help Dan get into a group home for troubled teenagers.
This is my room.
It quickly becomes clear that there are many more rules here than Dan experienced at Thomas College.
We have this for lower cholesterol and stuff, because I know you need that.
You trying to say that I'm fat?
Yeah, old and fat, so...
Just make the cereal.
I've come back to Maine to see how Dan is doing.
He's got a great personality.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe he has too much personality.
Yes.
Well, he seems to like his classes and also his volunteer job at the local Salvation Army. It's clear that his problems have not all magically disappeared.
Is it weird to live in a country that invaded your country?
Yes. It is. My country have a war with America. How is that not weird? Just put yourself into my position. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna imagine? How you gonna be able to live here? You will?
I don't know.
Exactly.
The reports of bad behavior just continue to pile up. Tales of Dan disobeying rules, fighting, skipping class, disrespecting the staff, and running away to his girlfriend's house. Yet again, he's kicked out. Now he has to make it on his own in America. One year after Dan was kicked out of the home for troubled teens, I go visit him at his new home, an apartment outside of Boston.
Sorry, bro. My room is messy as hell. Because I don't care anymore about anything. Anything.
He seems very depressed. His room is a mess. He's not eating well. He is beyond homesick. Now he says he wants to go home immediately.
You know, I made a mistake coming over here.
You feel sort of like you've hit a low spot right now.
Oh yeah, I'm in like my worst time ever being like that. I've never been like that in my life. Like I've never been so depressed and so sad in my life like that. Like I am right now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
How often do you watch it?
Every other day.
Interestingly, during much of Dan's year in Boston, he'd actually done surprisingly well, living on his own in a house filled with older immigrant men.
See how hard it is? Study like crazy, man.
I plead with Dan and his mother, who's on the phone here, to hang in there.
What if you wait for a couple of months, you know, until he gets a green card so he has the option to come home and then come back? I'm thinking about his long-term interests, not just his short-term.
If he agree with you, it's okay with me.
مو مشكلة خليني أفكر الموضوع. I'll think about it. I'll think about it, Mom. I'll think about it. Let me think about it.
Going to JFK, Terminal 4.
Terminal 4?
Yeah.
Dan has decided to go home.
When I first met you, you were carrying around a picture of New York City in your cell phone. And now we're here in New York City and you're saying, I don't want this, I want to go home.
Yeah, but I mean, when you see a reality and stuff, your whole thing will change, man. Like, I didn't know it was going to be like this.
I am conflicted. On the one hand, I fear for his safety and I feel like I've failed him. But on the other hand, I will admit that I also feel a twinge of relief that it's finally over.
I guess this is it.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Good luck, dude.
He gives me a hug and heads home.
See you later.
In the movies, when the reporter swoops in to help somebody, there's usually a happy ending. This, however, is not a movie.
That's it.
No, it's no movie. It's all too real. And it's far from over. When we come back, the touching final chapter of When Dan Met Dan. But first, here's Jimmy Kimmel with what's coming up next. Jimmy?
Thanks, Cynthia. Tonight, Larry King, Kate Bosworth, and comedian Greg Fitzsimmons. It's going to be the best Hanukkah ever. Jimmy Kimmel Live is next.
Now, a final chapter of our story, When Dan Met Dan. After an arrival full of hope, a failed effort to begin a new life, and a last look at what might have been, the Iraqi Dan boarded a flight back home, which is where Dan Harris visited him a few months ago.
Hey, what's going on, man?
A little over a year after Dan left America, I went back to Iraq to see him for the first time.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good. You're good.
You have a beard. You
I do.
Initially, he strikes me as a little bit dejected.
Are there times when you look in the mirror or wake up in the morning and say, I messed up?
Yeah. Every day I think about the state and think about what I did at Thomas, and every time I say, like, why the f did I mess up? And it's my fault.
But after spending several days with Dan, I start to see a different and more positive picture emerge. He's back with his family, he's making rap music with his friends. He simply seems happier, and as he reminds me, he still has his whole life in front of him.
But there are times when you think, I'd be better off if I never met Dan.
Sometimes I do. But most of the time I say I'm glad.
Maybe I'm just kidding myself, but in my more optimistic moments, I like to think that this entire ordeal was good for Dan. Just a few weeks ago, he enrolled in college, where he will study to be a reporter.
A fitting tribute to a journalist who tried to help. That's our report for tonight. From all of us at ABC News, good night, America.